You see a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in dustman robes and regarding you with a stony gaze. Greetings. You have the look of one lost. The man's voice is like stone settling. Did the wind send you, or are you here with purpose? Who are you? I am Emmerich, factotum and initiate of the Fourth Circle. Is this your bar? If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. He pauses, as if trying to emphasize a point. The dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection. Can I ask you some questions? Emmerich waits. You can join the dustmen? Can you tell me about the dead contracts? Do you wish to sign the dead contract? What is it exactly? In exchange for 50 copper commons, the dead contract gives the Dustmen faction the rights to a corpse after death. Do you wish to sign the dead contract? Not at the moment. I'm searching for a man named Farod. Have you seen him? I would know why you seek the collector. Collector? Collectors gather the dead and bring them to us. I would know why you seek this collector. I think he stole something from me. I wish to speak with him. As do I. He has made such a thing difficult. He speaks through other men. Emmerich falls silent for a moment. When two men speak through other men, little is said and much is lost. Well, why do you want to speak with him? The collector Farod has brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where these bodies are from. Perhaps I could find out where they're from. How would you do such a thing? I would track down Farod and ask him. If you spoke with Collector Farod and returned with his answers, you will have done a great service for the Dustmen. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be rewarded. I will find him, speak to him, and find out where these dead bodies he brings you are from. Your path is our path. Return here when you have the Collector Farod's answers. Do you know where he is? It is not known to me where the Collector Farod is. He hides from the eyes of the Dustmen. I would seek other collectors and ask them your question. I'll see what I can do. Right. So we need to go and find him. Ooh, what's that? This looks like a mirror, but there's no reflection of the bar in it. Any other people who are named? Although maybe you don't have to bother if they're named. Noroshi. You see a spindle-thin man in dirty black robes. His stiff black hair springs forth from his skull like a crown of spikes, and his leopard-white skin is drawn sharply across his skull. He's frowning into his drink and mumbling to himself. Greetings. The dustman looks up, blinks once, then looks you up and down, and studying you. As he studies you, he takes one of his spiked locks and points it at himself. Noroshi. Initiate. Dustman. Guard. You look troubled. Noroshi. Noroshi touches his face and traces the shape of his frown with his finger. Troubled, yes. What's wrong? Dustman looks at you up and down. Many troubles have I. Help can you. A mausoleum awakes. The dead walk. The dead disturbed. The dustmen disturbed. Find out what disturbed the undead. Copper coins will I pay. Where is the mausoleum?
Dated my journal.
Mausoleum by Dustman Memorial. Go north and west from Black Monument. Go to arch and a semicircle over your head with this finger this make. He wiggles the index finger on his right hand. To the mausoleum, go you will. I will look into it. Awaiting death. What an interesting name. Before you is a young dustman with stubble on his chin and dark circles beneath his eyes. He's staring at the wall with a somber expression. Greetings. The dustman doesn't look up. He stares straight ahead, as if he's seeing something several leagues beyond the walls of the bar. Can I ask you some questions? The dustman doesn't respond. He keeps staring into the distance. Alrighty then. What's hiss at you? Let's go, Chief. This dusty might as well be fertilizer. Fair enough. Let's get out of here. As you turn to leave, the dustman suddenly speaks, his voice barely a murmur. You have to strain to hear the words. You think he said something about wanting to die. What did you say? The boy's expression does not flicker. Do you want to die? Are you threatening me? No. Well, I think I'm trying to think back to what Dianora said, because she mentioned that we have to give up our immortality. We have to make ourselves mortal to die. because that's all about figuring out... I don't even know! What are we doing? Do I tell the truth? I don't think I'll lie. A name like Awaiting Death, I'm assuming he does. I really don't know. Do you want to die? Well, I don't think it's going to be enjoyable going around in circles. I could just say yes. Yes. Does he want to? I'm very much intrigued by the fact that these are two different things. Like, it's giving the same answer, but it's the truth lie thing. I really don't know. Do you want to die? Is that what he's gonna say? Come on, name this one. What do you like? I don't know. Do you want to die? But I'm trying to think back to previous conversations we've had, so I know which one's true. I think this is probably the most accurate. Is out of this very complicated question, it's probably the simplest. Is probably the best answer. I mean, I could just say I don't know, but I don't think he doesn't want to die. Yes, do you? Yes, he said to you. Why do you want to die? I was lying when I told you I wanted to die. No, I clicked the truth button. I think it's possible that I may learn something about myself in death that I cannot in life. Because it's annoyed me. What is there to live for? There is something missing inside me. I am here speaking with you, but still somehow I feel hollow inside. No matter what I do, I cannot shake the feeling. I think death may be preferable. No. No, none of these are right. Oh, that's disappointing, game. I think that's not true. It's not because it's denied me. I think it's possible I learned something about myself in death that I cannot in life. It's kind of true. Desmond listens silently. As you speak, he does not respond, merely watches you. He looks like he is thinking. Do you want to die? Is that why you asked? Yes. Why do you want to die? This existence is a mockery of life. I do not wish to continue the charade any longer. His face wrinkles in disgust. Why would anyone wish to remain in this foul city, in the center of a multiverse that feeds on pain and hatred? Death is silent, comforting. Let's not say that one. Surely living cannot be as bad as you make it out to be. That's a bleak outlook. There is more to life than pain and hatred. This is living. He bares his teeth and his hands clench. This existence is a mockery of life. I do not wish to continue the charade any longer. Death is silent, comforting. Trust me, it's not. And how do you know it? I think I've died before. I don't remember much about it, though. Oh! Is that what the game is saying? Is that the dying is death? Because I'm thinking maybe to the true death. Maybe I'm making mistakes here. I don't know. I've yet to see what lies beyond death and remember it. If I die again, perhaps then I could speak of it. I think I've died before. I don't remember much about it, though. You lie. No man can die more than once, not without being resurrected by mighty magics. Resurrected? Resurrected, brought back to life. The magic required is indeed powerful. Ooh. Who would be capable of such power? Powerful sorcerer or priest, or one of the powers, but not anyone I know, he frowns. I don't believe you know of anyone of that sort either. You don't believe I can't die? I can prove it to you. I don't want to say I can prove it to you. What do you mean? He looks like he wants to turn away, but he cannot. You cannot, seriously. Okay, this is weird, but yeah, take your hands, twist your neck. Your vision slowly returns. Your death felt different this time. You see awaiting death standing above you. He looks horrified and fascinated. He's propped you into a chair and is looking apprehensive at the other bar patrons. They don't appear to have noticed or have mistaken you for a drink. Or have mistaken you for a drink. Convinced now? Are you one of the Walking Dead? No. Technically, yes? I don't know. Then what are you? I don't know, but I die and am reborn. Yet, you still think? You still feel? Yes, but there is a hollowness. Something is missing, and it eats at you, never leaves you at peace. To be dead and still think and feel? Will misery never leave a body beat? Thanks. The thought seems to horrify him. Even death is no release. Perhaps you should not be so quick to abandon this life before knowing what the next life holds. The boy falls silent, thinking. Eventually he turns back to you. Your words carry weight, sir, and a fresh perspective. I will do as you have said. That is all I ask. Live, grow old, and learn. Farewell. Yay! Experience! Experience. Humph. Ooh, a skeptic. Just dealt with one skeptic. I hope I don't have to break my neck in front of you. As you approach, the elderly woman turns and stares at you. La, look who's come a-calling on here today. Death's dearest son. She looks you up and down, then shakes her head in disbelief. By every power and its mother, boy, what crypt did you crawl out of? The crypt's losing its charm. I didn't crawl out of any crypt. I'm fresh from the tree. Let's just be stupid. Well, the crypt was losing its charm, so now I'm looking around for the right place to die. No of anywhere. She barks to the left, or else you hear. Ha! Not here, unless you want to die of boredom. What's wrong with here? Someone pinch your sense and your sight, boy. She waves her hand around the bar. Look around. What do your eyes tell you? I've got to be sarcastic. I have to be. A bunch of fun-loving dustmen drinking happily and conversing merrily, celebrating life to its fullest. You've got a clever tongue there, boy. Mayhap your tongue is cleverer than you. She squints at you, then snorts. That'd explain the scars. But it doesn't explain why a dustman is standing here ridiculing other dustmen. Care to answer that one? Are you a dustman? A dustman? I suppose. Seer sniffs. I've seen enough sand pass through the hourglass while wearing these robes. This body's almost ready to pay the ferryman. She chuckles, but there's not much mirth to it. Are you afraid of dying? Of course I am, boy. Who isn't? She frowns and glances around. Well, except dustmen. They're not afraid because they've been swallowed so much of their own years. Over the decades, they've blinded themselves into thinking that death is some kind of release. Ugh. You don't sound much like a dustman. I guess the dustman robes don't fit me as well as they used to. What sparked this crisis of faith? Life, I suppose. She frowns. Never mind. I won't bore you with the niggling details. But I'd like to know, actually. Oh, would you? She looks at you skeptically. How old do you take me for, boy? Rather youngish. Not too old. Old. No, let's be honest. Or blunt, as I've been criticised for being. Old. She snorts. Well, you're wrong. I'm really old. Now, I've spent most of my long years teaching dustmen. I've seen many dustmen whelps grow within our order, taught them the ways of the faction, kept the faith, preached the tenets of the faction. She frowns. And so on and so on. No questions. No doubt. This life was merely an antechamber that led to the true death. What happened? Well, half a month back, I went sick with the fever. She sighs. Thought it was the end. It rattled my cage. How? Her face becomes a stone. There's something about having your faction members circle around your deathbed like a pack of pale-faced ghouls, nodding and agreeing that your suffering and dying is all for the best.
Oh, Seer is so fortunate. She shall soon be relieved of the burden of life. Burden of life? That's when it struck me.
That
That there's something
queer expression comes over her features.
addled about not appreciating your life. The dustman keeps saying that life is misery and suffering. Is it? That we should be happy to pass on into oblivion? Should we?
She shakes her head.
Questions, questions, and precious few answers.
Doesn't sound like you believe in the dustman philosophy.
I suppose I've got a swarm of doubts all buzzing in my skull.
She rubs her temples.
Hard to get 'em all to be quiet sometimes. They need to be fed some answers, and I haven't got 'em all worked out yet.
What will you do?
To be square, boy, I don't know.
Seer sighs.
That's the problem with doubt. Can't even trust that what I'm feeling is true, or if I'm scared of death only because of my brush with the fever, or even what I should do. Is this a passing thing? I don't know.
If you truly believed in dustman philosophy, then your brush with the fever would not have left you with such doubts. This is one of those issues where I'd like to ask things rather than just give an answer. If you truly believed, then your brush of death would not have left you with such doubts. I would treat this as a test of your belief. I don't like either of these answers. It sounds like these feelings are only temporary. All those years of devotion to the dustman could not have been false. Out of the two, that's the one I'd feel like going with. I would treat this as a test of your belief. It sounds like these feelings could only be temporary. All those years of devotion to the dustman could not have been false. Seer stares at you, then nods slowly.
Maybe so, maybe so.
She frowns, her face wrinkling up in concentration.
I'll have to chew it over some more.
You should. It is no small matter.
La now, enough of me rattling about my woes.
Seer stares at your scars.
You look like you've shared a few handshakes with death yourself. Hasn't that changed your view somewhat? Doesn't it make you appreciate life more?
My brushes with death are a lot closer than those of other people. I can't seem to die. It's this really weird thing where I think not being able to die like this makes you appreciate life and death more. Because you get to see so much more of it, in a way. Especially with the fact he can't remember anything. He basically, like, the idea of reincarnation, or at least in some versions, is you drink from this thing called the pot of oblivion, which makes you forget everything, and then you're reborn. And in some ways, our nameless one, our character here, is essentially the kind of representation of that. Is he forgets everything after he dies, but he comes back as himself, which probably makes it worse. I could be honest, but I'll just be honest with this. It's like, yes. And what it should. Nothing comforting about death. Yeah, I could say I can't seem to die. Well, my brushes with death are a lot closer than those of other people. I can't seem to die, at least as far as I know.
You're rattling my coffin.
It's true.
Strange are the ways of the plains, and I've seen too much to throw any tale out with the wash. She studies your face. If it's true, why does this happen?
I don't know. All I know is I woke up in the mortuary with no memory, covered with enough wounds to kill me 3 times over.
Now don't be saying that too loud. Most peculiar. Never heard of anything like that. Shame about the memories.
Do you have any ideas why this happens?
Nay, not a one. Never knew anyone who death wouldn't take, until now. Other questions? Questions, eh? Well, you can ask.
She looks at you with a steely eye and smiles.
Crypt crawler?